Good morning. Today we're going to fry chicken because that's what you've asked for. So, the first thing you need with the frying chicken is a good sharp knife. And I've got this old-timey sharpener. You know, I told you we used to own an antique shop, so I've got all kinds of ways to sharpen. I'm going to sharpen it with this, and I'm going to use this one. This is an old knife that men who used to work at tire companies and rubber plants, they used these to cut rubber, and I love them. I bought this one at a yard sale, and it's got that little part right there where you could really rest your fingers. See how it rests on it? It's a wonderful little knife. I love it, and it sharpens real good. And so I'm going to pull it through a time or two, and we're going to fry us some chicken today. All right. Okay. Everybody likes fried chicken. I don't know of a single soul, not even one of the people I know that doesn't like fried chicken. So what I'm going to do today, I bought 2 whole chickens, and y'all, my sink is clean. Now, if you don't like me cutting up chicken in a sink, then you just turn me off right now. Right now, because that's exactly what I'm going to do. You know why I'm going to do it? My sink is clean, and my mother cut up her meat in a sink, and I'm going to cut up my meat in a sink, and the reason I'm going to do it is all the part that's bloody or whatever, it goes down in the sink. Now, you know that in a whole chicken, you got your giblets. Right here they are. That's a neck and all kinds of stuff in there. All right, let me get us a bowl. I'm going to put that in it. Wait just a minute. See what I'll do? I'll put them on this plate. That was easy. So I've got a neck and some livers. I'm going to put those over there. Let's see what else they got in here. There's a gizzard and a heart. I'll rinse those off and put those in there. And then I've got some parts that I'm not going to use that I'm going to throw down here in the garbage. All right, here's what I do. Everybody's got their way of cutting up something. My mama taught me how, and I'm gonna stick with it. I cut off the thigh and the leg first, just like that. I bend it back and cut that off. Now, since the grandkids are here, I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to separate them. And so I go under it like that, and there you go. I got a leg and a thigh. Oh, and by the way, on these thighs, so that everything cooks at the same time, I always cut a little bitty slit right here beside the bone. Just a little one. See how I've done it? And the reason I do that is so that this gets done to the bone. You know, these chickens these days are so big that this will be a really big thigh. So if you cut a little slit, it's all going to all cook at the same time. If your leg looks too big, if you got too big, just cut a little tiny, just a little through. See, not much. Okay, now I'm going to cut the other leg like that. Bring it up, go under it. And then I'm going to cut to separate them right here. And it doesn't take long at all. You just go between that bone right there. I got my leg there. That one looks about right. I'm going to cut a little bitty slit right here by the bone just a little bit. Give me a little spot. Now I'm going to cut off the wing. I want to go out a little bit because I want the person who gets the wing to get plenty of meat on it. So we'll do that. And then I'm going to cut off that little end of it. I don't like it on there. I just don't like it. I don't like to cook with it. And I'm going to cut the other wing like this. Cut that little thing off like that. Got it done. Then I've got this part left. This is all I've got left right here. So this is the back. And I just cut that little last part over the fence off. Got it cut off. And I'm going to throw it away because I do not want it. I'm not cooking it. I'm just going to throw it right here in the trash. And I'm going to pull this backbone off of here. See that back that's on it? You just bend it back. And it breaks right there. Cut it off like that. And I'm going to cook that. I'm going to fry it. Now I'm going to cut the children a pulley bone. And here's how you do it. You go straight down, and you're going to hit a bone in there. When you feel that bone, turn your knife sideways and cut that pulley bone off of there. Cut it out of there. Like that. And pull. Let me cut the skin off. And there you've got a nice pulley bone. See? Now I'm going to cut the saddle off. This part right here is called the saddle. So there's a bone coming out on each side. I'm gonna get up under that, like that, and get up under this side, like that. So I've cut those 2 bones. Then you grab it and pull that saddle out. Now I'm gonna save it, but the only reason I'm saving it is for broth when I'm cooking. I'm not gonna fry it today. And then I'm gonna cut this in 2. Just kind of bend it back like that and cut. Come on, boy. There we go. Split right through that little middle part right there, and you cut your breast off. And you still got 2 huge breasts. You know, these chickens these days are giant. So if you don't cut the pulley bone out of there, you got this giant piece of chicken. So this works better. All right, I'm gonna put it in there. All right, let me do the other one real quickly. It won't take me but a minute, and then we'll go on with our next procedure. I know y'all got things to do today, and you don't want to be in here in the kitchen cooking all day. So I cut it there, and pull it like that. Separate it. All right, we wash them off. That's a little leg, so I'm not going to worry about doing anything to it. But this thigh, I'm going to give it a little bit of a slit right here. Okay, now let's cut off the other leg. Oh, wait a minute, I got to get my giblets out of this one. Let's see what they gave me this one. Oh, there it is. There's a neck and a liver, a gizzard, and a heart. You know, you can tell a mama that really loves her children or her grandchildren, and here's how you know it. When I used to go eat dinner with my mother-in-law, she would always eat the back, and so did my daddy. He always ate the back too. And they might really love that back. It is a good piece of chicken because it's got 2 nice pieces of meat in it. But I often thought later in life, when I got a little wiser, that the reason they liked the back is because they wanted to save all the good pieces for their loved ones. And the reason I know that they did that is because now that I've got children and grandchildren of my own, I either do without or I ate the worst piece on the chicken. And so that's how mamas do that love their babies. They have the worst, and they save all the good stuff for the children. See that wing I'm cutting off real quickly right there? All right, then I'm gonna cut that little end thing off because I did not want it on there. I don't like it. Okay. Now I'm going to cut the back out, bend it back, cut it off, cut that little thing right there off, throw it away. See, if you try to cut up a chicken in a bowl, put like a whole chicken in there in a bowl, and then bring it over here to the sink, try to wash it and all that stuff, you're talking... it's just not feasible. All right, I'm cutting the pulley bone out, so I'm gonna go straight down. Then I'm gonna turn my knife and go out. And there's my pulley bone. Look what a fine piece of meat that is, a pulley bone. And that, some people call it wishbone, but anyway, there it is. Rinse it off, put it in there. And I'm gonna find those 2 bones from the saddle. There's one bone, there's the other bone. Pull it out. You know, I don't have a staff here at the house. It's just me and the Lord cooking. I don't have anybody to chop anything for me or do anything for me unless it'll be a grandkid. So I have to do it all myself. And I know that you people out there in Facebook land, you're just like me. You haven't got anybody to do anything for you but yourself. And we have to get in here and chop it all, cook it all, do it all. And I don't mind. I'm just telling you like it is. But I will say this. My daddy, he was the chopper in our family. My mother was a fantastic cook, so were my grandparents, and so was George's mama. But I will say this, my daddy was the peeler, the chopper, and the shucker. If the corn needed shucking, he did it. If the peas needed shelling, he and Mother would put those in a big bowl, turn the air conditioner down low, watch TV, and shell peas all afternoon. And he peeled all her tomatoes for her. He peeled the potatoes for her. He cleaned the onions for her. He was a good daddy, but now he didn't cook. But that was his job, was to do that. All right, now listen, I'm gonna tell you something about this fried chicken. Which I'm gonna probably take these breasts out and I'll make some chicken salad with those. I'll probably just fry the wings and the thighs and the legs today and use all that other for chicken salad maybe tomorrow. So what I'm gonna do in here is I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna pick out the breasts and I'm gonna get those out because I am not cooking those today. I'm gonna cook these tomorrow. Look at that. Won't that make a pile of chicken salad? I'll make that tomorrow. And I'll fry all this other part. Maybe put one pulley bone in here because that would make a real good chicken salad because that's all white meat. That would be good. We'll fry all this up. Now, when I'm frying chicken, everybody's different about what they like on it. If I'm frying chicken fingers, then I like Dixie dirt and salt and pepper and some extra garlic and some hot sauce and all like that on my chicken fingers. But if I'm just doing an old southern fried chicken like my granny and grandma and all that made, all I want on it is salt, pepper, and flour. And buttermilk, of course. Salt, pepper, flour, and buttermilk. Now, let me show you how I'm going to do that. Let me show you how I'm going to do it. It's just as easy as pie. Let me turn my skillet on over here so we can be getting it hot. Okay, now then. I'm going to get me out a tad of buttermilk. Just wait on me. Wait on me. I'm opening the refrigerator right now. And I'm getting me some whole buttermilk. And so what I'm going to do, I like to shake my buttermilk up. You know, sometimes it'll get kind of watery at the top if you don't. Okay, now then, I'm going to put a little buttermilk on it. And I do this exactly like I do the squash and the okra and the whatever else I fry. I put a little bit of buttermilk on it. And I don't put it overnight or anything like that. I probably put 4 tablespoons of buttermilk in there, see? And I am going to add now my salt and pepper. Where are they? Right here. I'm going to salt it. I'm going to pepper it. This is so easy, but I just don't like all those extra flavors on my southern fried chicken. I'd rather just have it plain. All right, it's got the salt and pepper. Now I'm going to put on some flour. And it can be self-rising or plain. It doesn't matter. I think I'll put one thing of plain and one thing of self-rising on it. Remember, I always kept these in my little jars so that you can see what I'm using. Okay, put that in. All right, let's see if that's enough. Got that in there. And so all I'm going to do now is toss it. And you want, now that buttermilk is going to make it stick to the side of your chicken. Well, it's obvious that I don't have enough flour on it. See, it's too wet. Do you see that? It's too wet. You're not going to believe this, y'all. Somebody called me right in the middle of this video, and I don't know how to stop that or what to do, but I think that I left off as I was flouring. I told you it looked kind of sticky. Well, I added some more flour to it, and stirred it around till it kind of looked dry. And I came over here to my big 12-inch skillet, which has about a ½ inch of oil in it. Well, actually it's Crisco. And so what I did is this. I laid my chicken in my oil, and you come over here and see it. You see that on 3. And so we're going to cook that chicken, and when it gets done, it'll be juicy and tender, and I'm going to show it to you. Just as soon as it gets done, we'll do another video. Hopefully nobody will call during that time. Thanks, and bye. Okay, y'all, we're going to turn this chicken. Okay, can you see? I've already turned one. I take my spatula, and you want to do this real gently. You want to do it real gently, all right? Let me turn this thigh over. All right, do you see that? And I don't have much grease in here at all. I mean, it is probably a 1/4 of an inch, if it's that much. Turn this one over. And so this is called smother fried because you're cooking it with a top on it, and you're cooking it slowly. Like I say, I got it on. And if it wants to stick, that's why you need to use your spatula. You get up under it. You don't want all your goodie to fall off of it. So we'll turn this one over. And just continue on here. These on the outside, I'm going to have to move those kind of to the inside in a little bit. Because my eye's not big enough to hit this skillet so big, it doesn't. That's all right. You know, in the South, when you fry chicken and you put your chicken on the plate, do you have some people in your family, like I do, that they go up to the chicken that's in the plate and they start picking all the crumbs off and eating them? That's that good crusty part. We have to fight over that. All right, we're going to leave this going now, and I'm going to get back with you in a minute. I'm going to turn this off, and I'll come back when it's about ready. See you in a little bit. Okay, y'all, the fried chicken is done. Now, this is the smother fried. It does not taste like fried. It's called smother fried. But you have to get your spatula under each piece because you know that goodie that's on it, that good crunchy part. Well, it'll come off if you're not careful. So this is good and tender on the inside and crunchy on the outside. And there's nothing on it but salt and pepper. So what I do is I take my spatula. It wants to stick, see, because you haven't got much grease in there. And you go under it like this and kind of pull it up. And see, you got all your goodie on the other side. That's the thigh. I'm going to turn this one over. See, I'm having to kind of go under it like this. And here's the reason. Because look at all that good stuff. If you just tried to pull it up with a fork, you'd lose all that. So that's why you want to use your spatula and try to get it up like this. Oh, and look at all that. My kids call this the crumblies. They like the crumblies. There's a leg. 2 legs, actually. See, it doesn't look like your regular fried chicken, but my grandmother used to do this. And she called it smother fried. All right. Here's a good piece. This is another wing right here. See how it's sticking to it? But look at that. Look at that. That's as hard right there. That's some good crunchies right there. I think I'm going to let that one cook just a tad longer right there. Get this one up. Okay. Now what you do now is this. Here's your plate of chicken. See, it looks different from regular fried chicken. Do you see that? It's not the same. This is called smother fried. All right, now what you do now is this. Let me take this wing up. All this stuff right here in the middle, this is flour that has fallen off of that chicken. And what I do is I leave it on a little bit, And I actually fry this up real crunchy. Let me turn it up where I can get it done for you. And then, after I get through with that, I'm going to make chicken gravy out of this grease, out of the chicken grease. It's called chicken gravy or chicken brown gravy, whatever you want to call it. That's really good on biscuits or rice or noodles, whatever you want to put it on. So, anyway, see how I'm turning it over, flipping it over. My children love this part. They love the crumblies. Let me get the camera here where you can really look down at these good crumblies over here. There they are. Just frying up. Now there's no meat in there. That's just all good crumblies that came off of the chicken while it was trying to fry. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? It is to me. But you know, sometimes when I fry chicken the other way, which I do, but sometimes I just want this good old southern kind like this, like Granny used to make. Mother fried chicken. They always had chickens in their yard and everything. One time, they call them yard chickens. But one time, there was a big hawk, and this was in Carrollton, Alabama, down at the Spring Hill community is where my granny lived and everything. So this big hawk came over and grabbed one of the chickens that was just running around the yard. A whole chicken picked up that whole chicken and was flying off with that chicken in its talons. And my mother was there, and she got hollering and screaming and carrying on so bad that hawk dropped that chicken, and the chicken lived. And I guess that's why they call them a chicken hawk. All right, now look, I want y'all to look at this crumbly stuff that's left in here that I said, hey, we're going to cook that up. Now the kids, they're going to fight over this. They actually will fight over it. It's who gets all these crumblies, these crusties. Crumbly crusties. Let me let you see how brown it is. Can you see that? How brown it is? That is nothing in the world but just that batter that came off that chicken. All right, I'm going to take this up, drain it, and put it just here and there all over this chicken. And y'all, this cooked a long time. I don't know if it didn't cook 45 minutes or so. It takes a long time to cook smothered fries because you have to turn it so low. And then at the end, when you think it's done, you take the top off of it and let it brown up some. But remember to push that spatula under that piece of chicken, okay? All right, now then we're going to make our chicken gravy. We don't want to waste a single thing in this kitchen. All right, here we go. There's my flour. Here it is. Okay, I got me some plain flour right here, and I'm going to sprinkle that on in my grease. Remember, I didn't have much grease in there. Don't you remember at the beginning I said it'd be due? And I guess I'm putting about I don't know, probably 4 or 5 tablespoons because this is such a big, big skillet. We'll put a little bit more. All right, let's stir it around. This will be good for days. You could make some biscuits. You could make a good pot of rice. Make some noodles. But we'd rather have the rice. Oh, and cream potatoes. You can put on cream potatoes. Good as what in the world am I thinking? You certainly want it on the cream potatoes. All right, that's it. I bet that was a half a cup of flour. All right, you stand here and I got it on pretty high. You stand here and stir it. And you cannot leave it. And I already have your water in some glasses. I got the 2 glasses of water over here. So all it is chicken grease, flour, and water. And then at the end, I'm going to put my salt and pepper in. I'm going to do it to taste. It's going to be good. All right, do you see how it's getting browner? You can't leave it though. And when it gets as brown as you want it to be, which there's about right for me, I don't want it too brown. All All right, now I think I'm ready to make my gravy. Now you could dip your chicken in it, I guess. All this good smothered fried chicken. All right, now here we go. I'm gonna put my water in. And you'll see it immediately start thickening up. I'm gonna put my other water in. See how thick it is? It needs it. So I put 2 big glasses of water in there. Oh, what's a pretty gravy. Glory me. And you people asking about how to take care of these black skillets. You don't have to grease them and put them in the oven and all this stuff extra. Let me get some more water. Let me get a little water and I'll come right back to you. Anyway, you don't have to grease your skillet and put it in the oven and all that stuff. When you get your new skillet, you give it a good hot soapy water washing and dry it real good. Then put your bacon in it, cook it on top of the stove, or put your ham in it and cook it in the oven. And that's how you take care of it. You use it. If you use it, just wash it and it'll be good. Matter of fact, well, this one looked like a little bit of rust at the bottom a while ago. I washed it out and started it going. So here it is going. So anyway, we got a good gravy made. And I'm going to put some salt and pepper in it. We're going to be done. Let me find my salt and pepper. Here it is. All right. I'm going to put a little salt. And y'all, you need to taste this. Don't ask me how much salt and pepper. My goodness. That's a silly question. Get you a spoon and taste it. And if it tastes like you like it, then you're ready. I'm going to show you one more thing now. I'm going to turn this down. It's ready. I'm going to show you one more thing, and then I'm going to go. We'll let you go. And I want to show you one of these crumblies. You know, I tell you, this is what my kids fight over, these crunchies. Listen. Okay, y'all hear that? That's why they fight over it. Y'all have a great day and enjoy your smothered fried chicken and gravy. Bye.